Hi, folks. As a HR consultant and an executive search professional, there's one thing I keep repeating very, very often, and that's about taking career breaks consciously. And when you take career breaks, being well aware of what the consequences could be. Of course, commonly we use the word sabbatical. Like, for example, even in this YouTube channel, I've come after a sabbatical, and that itself is a kind of a struggle because it is not going to take off that easily. But that besides, imagine taking a sabbatical in your career without a very, very concrete plan as to how you'll tackle the post-sabbatical stuff, particularly in the Indian HR scenario. Believe me, it's all nice to talk about people coming after a sabbatical on LinkedIn and saying that they got wonderful breaks and jobs, but predominantly Indian human resources and Indian recruitment professionals have a very, very strong mindset that someone who's taken a sabbatical probably doesn't eminently qualify for a particular role as much as somebody who's on a particular job. So it is very, very important to have a very, very clear plan as to why you're taking a sabbatical, how long the sabbatical is, and how you will make a comeback in your career, and also how you will justify it. Now, that is one part of the story. The other part of the story is particularly in an Indian scenario where we still have a joint family system. We have an extended family to take care of. We have to take care of our parents, in-laws, and God forbid there could be ailments in our house which will force us to take a break, and it could be a very, very long break. Sometimes we very, very bravely we embolden ourselves saying that there is a personal crisis and so we want to take a break and let us see what happens later. Never, never do those kind of mistakes in your career. I am saying this as someone who's taken such decisions and think that in hindsight, those have been the very, very stupidest decisions of my career. I took a break and I have never been able to go back to full-time employment, and I am paying the consequences of it, and I don't want you to face the situation. So if you're in a situation where somebody requires care at home, I think you should work out solutions. You should find a support system. You should probably employ people who are professional caretakers and see how best you can prolong your career as much as possible, because end of the day, in such a situation, you also are under a tremendous amount of monetary pressure to keep spending on medical expenses and stuff like that. So be very, very clear that unless otherwise, it is going to be very, very impossible for you to take care of someone without external help, or if you don't have a support system. I think you should make sure that you would somehow create that support system by hook or crook and then continue in a particular job. There'll be, for sure, there'll be a lot of you who empathize with me or agree with me on this view. So if you are going on a forced break because of such reasons, you should think twice before you do that. I want to really powerfully communicate this message. Thank you.